So today we have something very special. We have a Q&A with Vasily Polovnikov. He is a Russian Olympic weightlifting champion. We all know what crazy things he's done. And today will be the first of many to come. Vasily, so what is the biggest, what are some of the biggest mistakes you see people who are new to Olympic weightlifting making?
To be honest, like all mistakes is just not just one.
Right.
But I can say that first basic mistake is for sure start.
The start. Yeah.
Start position. Because it's like chain. After the start, it's not correct. First pull, second pull, not correct point in the contact, and yes, like it leads not correct catch as well. So that's why my biggest focus for all beginners, and yes, it's true, it works, the start position.
Right.
Also breathing. Athletes you often use not correct breathing or breathing mechanics at the start.
Sure.
So it affects your whole movement as well. I would say all parts often are wrong. Like from the start, second pull, first pull, excuse me, contact, the contact, second pull, third pull, catch, yes. But as a coach, I have to pay biggest attention on the start.
Right. And so when you say start, you're talking about hip angle, you're talking about chest position and balance as well.
Yeah, right. Often it's not correct.
The whole thing. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like not correct pressure to his feet, not correct balance, not correct angle,
Right.
Hip or too low or too high, the bar or too far away or too close,
right?
Because hip too low. Right. Also not correct position of his chin or head, like chest, arms, shoulders or too behind or too far forward.
Right.
So yeah.
Sure. So generally when you're trying to set somebody based on how tall they are, how long their femurs are and all that stuff, right? You were talking about how generally longer limbed athletes, they have to start with their hips a bit lower, right? Shorter limbed athletes have to start a bit higher, is that right?
For that moment would help pressure to his feet. So it automatically will make correct angle of his hip.
Right.
And doesn't matter how tall he is, or like too high, too short.
Yeah.
We have first build correct pressure to his feet at the start. Yes,
mid-foot again, right?
Yes,
like,
mid-foot.
Right here, yes.
To teach people to use legs correct. So, because often people use like extend legs, excuse me, too soon.
Yes.
Very important moment and point when the bar passes the knee.
Yes.
So you have to be really focused on how the bar passes the knee. Usually it's like biggest mistake and often we can say often, when the knees too extended at this point. And for somebody think that it's okay because you kind of build open the way, straight way for the bar,
Sure.
But it's kind of wrong opinion.
Sure. Yeah.
Because in the first pull, your biggest goal should be like strong contact.
Right.
Strong contact,
right
possible,
here.
right here for if it's the snatch or if it's clean,
right
here.
Thigh, yes.
So it depends on how correct you pass the bar passes the knee. For that, we have to use our legs most as possible. For that, we have to keep our hip stable as possible. and it's possible only when you train correct muscles for that moment.
Right.
If you just like focus, maybe I have to keep this angle, it's impossible. You have to do specific variations of exercises to build correct muscle flow.
Right, right.
Because sometimes people for sure understand that yes, I extend my legs soon as I have to, but earlier as I have to, but he just can't to keep this angle because some muscles just weak, and then they are extended automatically too early, too soon.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So something you see like in a lot in the way that American weightlifting is taught to is like they'll teach you from the ground to about knee height to push everything back, right? So like the idea is to get the barbell moving in a straight line, right?
Yes.
But you're saying too much of an emphasis on that without thinking about correct balance and without thinking about keeping on your legs, keeping on your quads, pushing through the ground, that even if the barbell is moving in a straight line, because the right muscles aren't being used, it's still not helpful.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's kind of tricky moment here.
Right.
When you try to keep your hip, it's feelings like kind of you have to round your knees a little.
Yeah.
So, but it's okay. It's then eventually it's works very good for your contact, for your next direction.
Right.
If you extend your legs and kind of you think you have to push legs back,
Knees back.
Knees back for straight direction, it doesn't work like straight direction. You automatically do then loop.
Right.
Your direction, straight direction is
That's something that
getting no straight.
I've done a lot. Yeah.
So it depends of the start of the first pull.
Okay. So just making sure to prioritize on the start, correct pressure, like just setting the hips, setting everything so that you can push through the legs so that you can stay active.
Yes.
Even if it doesn't seem like the bar path is as straight as possible.
Yes, correct.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right, if you found that helpful, which I know that you did, like, subscribe, and share. Follow us on Instagram, and do it right now.